I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin and I'm here to check in for day one. I will do a full introduction of myself, what we're going to do with this YouTube channel, why I'm doing it, and what's the purpose of everything. But one thing that you should know is that there will be a ton of value on this channel. If you're interested in media buying, any type of advertising, if you're interested in launching Web3 projects, how things are done, global trends relative to stablecoins, infrastructure, RWA, all the things that I'm interested in, you will find it here. So the purpose of this channel is to keep myself accountable, and I'll tell you why. So my name is Colin. I'm currently 33 years old. 33 years old. I'm originally from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and I live in Dubai. I spent the last 4 years in Dubai, 4.5 years almost, working, owning, operating, growing a go-to-market agency, multiple ones for crypto projects that want to launch tokens, NFT collections, consulting in general. I exited out of 2 of those companies last year, 2025, July time, one in December, and I'm currently exiting out of a financial payment rails company if everything goes well there. Exciting times. I have a good track record, of course. If you go through my LinkedIn, look me up, send me a connection request. I'll be more than happy to connect with you. And on this channel, you'll basically find my journey, what I'm passionate about. So over the last, what will it be, maybe 18 years, I've done about 6 companies. About half of these are what I call hobby companies. I'm an entrepreneur and I was exploring what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do things. So I very early on, when I was a minor, did a minor as in age, I did a trading card company. So I imported trading cards out of the United States to the Netherlands with my mom's Visa card. Then I resold them. I have significant stories on that one. I made a good amount of money, but I got in problems with the tax authority for selling second-hand products as new products, or selling new products as second-hand products on eBay. So that killed the business after like 9 months, but I made good money there. Then I did a fishing business. I did businesses around my passions. I bought a lot of courses. I studied a lot, like e-commerce. I studied some SMMA. It wasn't for me. Drop shipping. I had a successful drop shipping store in the US. And don't forget, like, these things now might have been hard. Like back in the day, I had to be in Alibaba, translate from Chinese, right? Like there was no AliExpress, like all these nifty tools. Shopify just got off the ground, right? Everybody back in the day was running through WooCommerce on WordPress. Like that's where it all started. So quite a journey. Then of course, my claim to fame was the affiliate marketing. I've always documented all my businesses. I documented the trading cards on YouTube. I documented the fishing. I did some nutrition coaching. I documented that. The powerlifting in the gym. I documented that. So I have a vast variety of YouTube channels, but my main claim to fame, with most of these people watching this right now will know me for, is the affiliate marketing, the media buying. This YouTube channel has been active in like 5 years, has about 26,000 subscribers still. I will reactivate all the content though, so it was unpublished, but I'm reactivating everything for people to enjoy. 600 videos. I mean, it will be over 2,000 hours probably worth of content, and everybody should enjoy that. So yeah, the media buying, I did that for like 5 years. A lot of consulting there as well. The agency of my own. Great times. We did that out of Amsterdam. After I sold one of the companies there, I moved to Dubai. I have a crypto channel where I review crypto projects, also very inactive lately. Last video was 76 days ago, because the retail audience is not really there in crypto watching videos right now. I have about 18,500 subscribers. Not too bad, but I like to make these videos. And the reason why I'm doing this channel is because after, let's say, a 6-month work break, not really doing anything, I am going to build something new and I'm going to document that journey. And I think it's going to be really interesting. So I like to make boring videos, right? I will write a big B here for boring. It's just me sitting here screen sharing, talking to the camera for sometimes hours. The problem with me is because I'm boring, I don't really like to do anything. And when you make good money, so with the affiliate marketing, you guys know, with the crypto, if you know anything about crypto projects, how much money you can make. I never owned a project, but even on the consulting side, what happens is you get a very comfortable life. And I'm very blessed that I have a great family, I have a great dog, I have everything that I want, and I don't need to work for money. But what happens if you're boring and you have a lot of money, you become lazy. So that's my biggest problem, right? I am very lazy. Now, I don't like to play video games anymore. I used to be a big World of Warcraft nerd. But because I'm lazy, I need some accountabilities in the things that I do. And my favorite way has always been run a YouTube channel. So that's why we're now here, back on YouTube. Wow, YouTube without this, but how do I remove that? So I will do it like that, very clean, YouTube. To basically keep myself accountable, check in every day, which progress are we making, how are we doing things. Now, over the next couple of days, I will tell you guys exactly what my new framing is, but it's good to basically know me. You'll get a peek in my brain. Overall, like I said, I've done so many companies, half of them hobby companies, but also very successful companies. We're looking at like 3 exits total, and we're now going for the 4th one, and now it's time to basically rebuild. I need to get like a drawing pad or something. Fucking hell, this is difficult to draw. Exit kind of 3. So hopefully +1 soon, right? But yeah, what I want to do is basically keep myself accountable, one, and then share value with you guys. What you might find value in, somebody else might not, right? But if you come here every day and you see the journey, I would love 1 year from now to look back and just for myself to go over my thoughts, like what was I thinking? What was I doing? I never really gave any attention to LinkedIn. I've been a little bit active here and there, but I've upgraded everything. Everything looks nice. Going back to YouTube, it excites me. And what excites me most is I'm looking for an opportunity, basically, to combine the media buying or the performance marketing in general with that type of, let's say, Web3 world, right? And when it comes to crypto, everybody's always like, oh, trading, Bitcoin. I don't give a shit about that, right? Like, I've done my part of the trading. It doesn't interest me. What interests me is like stable coins, payment rails, the speed. If you want to do a wire from the US to Europe, it's going to take 5 days to arrive, some shit like that. If I send stable coins, you have it in 10 seconds, right? It's so easy. So how can we media buy for Web3 projects? Now, there's a ton of problems here in terms of compliance, in terms of things like KYC. This audience hates KYC. In terms of behavior patterns, one of my expertises is to read audiences. How do they behave, the patterns, the thoughts, the technological problems with Web3 smart contracts, tracking conversions. There's so many problems, and as an entrepreneur, to make money, I love solving these problems. Now, I'm going to sit down here every single day and try to solve these problems. But not only that, I'm also going to look at the other side of the business, which is basically, how am I going to share the value with you? You're here watching it because you have found me somehow, right? Either it's one of my old communities where I posted it, or you just know me, right? Well, great. I'm very grateful. On the other hand, other people will find this and say like, well, what the fuck does this guy know? I only know what I know, right? Maybe nothing, but I do know, after consulting thousands of companies, even thousands of individuals with the media buying, that I'm able to share a ton of value, and I want to, right? So in that case, what am I going to do? I'm going to show you that my belief, my core principle of what everything is built on thus far is knowing that I'm lazy, but also know that I have iron-tight discipline. So I've made a list. I need to look it up. We're going through the workflow tomorrow, but it's basically going to be like send 20 connection requests on LinkedIn, place 20 helpful comments on LinkedIn. Make a LinkedIn post. Do the same thing on Twitter, right? That's a lot. Do one content video, long form on media buying Web3 on a separate YouTube channel, which is like a business YouTube channel, and then make a daily update thereafter, right? Then, put it on a blog. Then reach out to do like podcast interviews, right? So there's a ton of labor to be done. And the discipline, the doing the actual work is the biggest part that people don't want to do. And I've always loved doing that part, have new ideas, do this, do that, because I can be so consistent. I love routine, right? I love doing the same thing over and over again in terms of exponentially seeing better results over a longer period of time. In the beginning, it will be slow, but I'm used to that because I've done it so many times, right? Now, what we're going to be looking at here is a look over the shoulder, thoughts, but also work, also growth. I will share all the numbers. How many replies do I get on LinkedIn? Why do I want the replies? Of course, I'm going to build this into a business. I'm sharing all this value for you to understand how things are done. You might be able to do the same. You might just see it as your daily journey. What I like is I like to watch this guy, Nick Saraf or something. Like, I want to do a community again, like a big one, and he has a great community. I enjoy his content, and I'm just like, mate, when I'm eating, I like to watch this guy do his videos. And I would love it if other people do the same. They watch my content when they're eating. Now, my quality is a lot less significant, right? Like just old camera, old microphone, me just talking over on the screen. It might be boring to some, but it's also not boring for the people that can actually enjoy the value. So that's basically what we're aiming for here. I'm looking to solve this problem between media buying and Web3, which might still include, this is going to be my core focus. Then, I'm doing the Web3 consulting. Right, so I'm still doing that because the money is just really good. Like clients pay average 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 a month, depending on what they need the consulting for, right? And I can tell you the problems there. What I'm doing, how I'm doing it is not as easy as getting to because you need a ton of experience, right? So I obviously have done, 250 launches. I say it right here because that's something that a lot of people have never done and you can't do because it required 100 employees, staff over 4 years to be able to achieve that. That's really a milestone. But if I'm going to tell you how to do one part, let's say of a go-to-market, just the community part, right? You might be able to do something with that, which I think would be great. Now, I like to do things very interactive. So if you made it until this part of the video, right, send me a connection request on LinkedIn. Ask any questions you have, either on LinkedIn or ask them in the comments here on YouTube. I will reply them, right? I've always done that. I've always been very in touch with my audience. That's one of my favorite parts of being able to go deeper on the value, on things you don't understand. Because the problem is, I'm talking to you, but I'm actually talking to a camera, right? So I don't know you, and I would love to get to know you and answer your questions. But you have to put them in the comments for me to pick it up, and I'll then answer them on camera in the next video, so everybody can basically get that value from these answers. So the media buying Web3, then the Web3 consulting. I'm very interested in a sub-pillar here called real world assets. So basically this is now, we no longer really call it crypto, we call it like DA for digital assets, right? That's like the more formal classification. And real world assets, things like fractionalized real estate, tokenized gold, like tokenized yachts. You can really tokenize anything. It is one of my main interests for products, right? So if there's a project that wants consulting on RWA, I'm a lot more interested than if they say like, oh, we have a casino. And I'm like, maybe, I don't know, like it's kind of boring. Because I don't have to do anything, which makes it so much greater, right? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go step by step through this journey. So I will set some goals, not today, I have to think about it, but where do we want to be in like 90 days, right? Maybe even 60, right? Maybe even 30. So we make 3 short-term goals. And for me, 30, 60, 90 days, that's short-term, right? I'm a very patient person. Then we're going to see, okay, where do we want to be 365 days from now? So I have some ambitious goals, right? 365 days on this whole new system. I, in profit, want to make at least $1 million, right? So I'm going to title this video, How I'm Going to Make $1 million in the Next 365 Days. And I'm going to show it to you live, right? So every single day, hopefully, I'm going to check in with you and talk about how that's done. Now, of course, the flow never looks like this, right? It's going to look like this, and then boom, all of a sudden, you'll find what we call the dollar success, right? It's the consistency of showing up, and this might be 30 days, it might be 60 days, it might be 90 days, it might be 365 days, it might be 1,000 days before it happens. Because although I've done this trick 16 times, it doesn't mean I can do it a 17th time. It's extremely likely that I can, and I'm pretty confident that I can, but nothing guaranteed in life, right? So I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to use this to keep myself accountable. You have an idea of which direction that we're going, and if you're interested, feel free to subscribe, tag along for the way. I think it's going to be a great journey on our way to $1 million. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.